Hello, this is Mandy from JSS Plan Bible. Today I wanted to do a review of the book Discourses Upon the Existence and Attributes of God by Stephen Charnock. I started reading this Bible last June, I started reading this book last June. There is 2 volume set of this. This is the cheaper 1 volume set, but it is both volumes 1 and 2. So normally in the 2 volume set, this is like a 1700 page book, and this one is like 742. This book, I kept on hearing people say that this is a great book to read. I really wanted to start getting into Puritan books, and so this is what I started with. I will say after taking about 8 months to read it, I probably would have picked an easier one to start with than this one, but this one definitely was worth it. It took me 8 months to read. I could only read a couple, maybe 3 to 4 pages at a time. Sometimes I could read more than that, but it is, I've researched as I was reading, and I'm like, why is this taking me so long to read? I just thought I was a faster reader, but I've never read any book like this. So I looked it up, and they said somewhere it said it's like chewing concrete, and I feel like that definitely is it. It is meant to be read slowly so you can digest it and think about it. And this Bible is rich. It's not a Bible, it's a book. This book is rich with Bible references, and that's why I keep on saying Bible, because it is rich with it. So it starts off with telling you about the author, and then the first discourse is on the existence of God. So again, that is a huge chunk. It's like a book itself. And this was amazing. I've never been one who thought I grew up in the Christian home, so I didn't really ever think about being an atheist or that God didn't exist. This was just if I didn't already think that, I definitely don't now, because that's what this whole chapter is about, and it's a huge chapter. It's from page 13 to 55. The next discourse is on practical atheism, and again, same thing, it's about how people practically are atheists. They may not say they are, but how they act is they're atheists. So they live for themselves, that kind of thing. And it's going to be harder and harder for me to find each one. So that's the first 2. Then it starts to go into the attributes of God. After that, I have to find it. First one. And so then the rest of the book is on different attributes, I believe. Yeah, so the first one is on God being spirit. And so it always has a verse to start with for each one. And then we'll kind of go into where it just explains everything. And it has first thing, second thing, all the way through. And then it has questions and answers that it goes through. And then it has use. Uses are really big in Puritan reading literature. And then it has inferences. And so that one was a shorter one. And then it's the next discourse is on spiritual worship. And so you have the same thing. It goes through the same thing. And then the eternity of God is the next one again. And some of these are 100 pages. And so it goes through all the attributes of God. And I won't go through each one, but God's omnipresence. It goes through God's sovereignty, which I think they call dominion, God's patience, God's goodness, the knowledge of God. And so each attribute is in here, and it is great. I'm sorry for saying so much. It is great. And if I've read it primarily because I struggle with anxiety, and I kept on reading and hearing sermons and stuff that talked about when you have anxiety, you have a low view of God, and you don't trust him. And so to read a book about all of these attributes in such detail can really help you think more highly of God. And we have the wisdom of God. And so it was amazing. It took me a long time. I would say to start off, just anticipate that it's going to take you a while to read, and read a couple pages a day. That is what started to work for me. I would just be I'm going to read 2 pages. And then if I read more than that, it was great. But that helped me set the habit. And that is something that I've been doing. I learned from the Atomic Habits by James Clear that way to start developing habits. So if you want to read, I wanted to start reading, start with just telling yourself just 2 pages. I can do 2 pages because usually you can do 2 pages. So the power of God. And again, it was a great book. I really enjoyed it. I do recommend it for you if you want to start getting into books. This was a great book. It took me a lot longer than I wanted to. I hope to go read back through it. One advice I could give you is there is like a revised version of it now that you can buy that is kind of updated to more modern language. You might want to try that if you think this older language, it's not quite like reading the King James Bible, but like it's close. It's close. There's definitely words that I had to look up and stuff like that. So I would suggest getting that one. It's a little bit pricier than this version that I got on Amazon, but again, because I was reading it for about 8 months, I should have maybe spent a little bit more to get that, but I didn't even realize that that version existed. I hope to read this one again, and I hope to read the revised, more modern version of it. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next time.